Back in this, well, earlier in the summer, you sent some kids to camp. And when we were putting that together, I envisioned them for them to share some of their experiences today. So it's going to look probably a little different, depending on the kid. But I've asked Emily to kick us off this week with sharing her experience, and I believe she's got her crew for support here as well.
Yes.
So, all right.
I had no one at home
Yeah,
listening.
no. You mean Joey didn't stand up there?
No, she didn't.
Okay.
Rude. All right. So the typical day at camp for the high schoolers was get up at 7, breakfast at 8, morning devotional after breakfast, which consisted of our scripture for the day, and then we have a conversation about it. And then we get stuff ready before the baby fold kids came. They came around 9:30 and then they stayed until 1. And then the high school campers got a couple of hours to hang out, sleep, shower, whatever floated their boat during that time. A couple campers went down to the lake one day. We had tie-dye another day. We had bracelet making was a big thing. The gift shop was open Monday through Friday. I got a moose. Dinner was at 5:30, and most nights we had an activity at 7. One night we played kickball, another we had no talent night. Wednesday night we had one of the staff from Hammett come and give a little presentation on sensory and told us about the 3 other senses that are different than the 5 main ones, which are vestibular, which is balance, proprioceptive, which is body awareness, and interoceptive, which is internal body awareness. Then we had campfire worship at 9 and had a little snack afterwards, and it was lights out at 11. There were not as many kids at camp who were able to come to camp this year because of different factors. We were told that some were given the summer off because of how well they have been doing. Before camp with the Baby Fold kids starts, we have Sunday to go to Hammett and hear about the history of the Baby Fold. They provide us lunch, and then we're given a tour of the school. Camp with the kids starts when they arrive Monday morning. During that time, we have some activities for them. We have fishing, art, lake time, and then we have lunch with them. These kids were so awesome that they got to go to the lake twice for most of the week. Before the kids left every day, we brought out popsicles for whoever wanted one. After they left every day except for Friday, we had a debriefing with a couple of the staff members. It was a time to ask questions and share something that we saw throughout the day and voice any concerns that we may have had. So some of the high school students had the opportunity to go to the school for the day. It was in contrast to seeing how they experience camp, we get to see how they experience everyday life. The kids we spent the day with at Hammett were the ones who wouldn't have been good candidates for going out to East Bay, as they're mostly nonverbal along with other circumstances. I went to the school on Monday. I went with 5 other high school campers. When we got there, we split into groups. Me and another camper got to prepare the snack for the day, while others were split into 3 classrooms. The snack for that day was apples, peanut butter, and marshmallows. The idea was to make it into like a little monster mouth. It was good. After we put the snack together, I was put in a class with a different camper, and then we went out to the playground. One of the Baby Fold kids really liked the swing that they had, and he let me push him on that a couple times. Another camper and a Baby Fold kid hunted for bees, and others played chase. We went inside after a while and had lunch. The teachers that were in the room that I was in were very nice. They asked us about stuff that we might do after high school. I got to help 3 kids do an activity with colors in the room. It was almost like a game. They had to pick out a color and it would show all these things that were that color. The first Baby Fold kid chose the color yellow, and the second chose rainbow, and the third decided he didn't want to do colors, and so he did a plain activity instead. After the mini lessons, the kid watched a movie. They watched Mulan. The girl that was in the room really likes Disney princesses, and I saw her really focus in on the movie. During the movie, one boy showed his various action figures and started playing with them. One of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was fighting with Mario, and Luigi provided comic relief. It was incredible to see their personalities and how freely they're able to express themselves at the school. We left around 12:40ish and got back as the kids who had been at camp were leaving. My favorite part of camp was waking up every day and just being there with everyone having a good time. It's truly one of the best weeks of my year, and I look forward to it every year. I love being there with the kids and with friends that I get to see like pretty much only at camp. My least favorite part of camp is leaving on Friday. This year was a hard one because we had 6 high school campers who aren't high schoolers anymore, and they won't be able to come back next year. Leaving East Bay is always hard because of the love and joy it gives. It brings people together and just feels like home in the smallest ways. The theme for this year was Reign of God. I already knew in a sense that you don't have to be perfect to be loved and accepted by God, but talking about it every morning in the scriptures that were chosen really implemented that in all of our minds, that God chooses us again and again every day because of our imperfections. And Babyfold Camp is a good place to talk about that, because we choose to give these kids a great camp experience because of who they are and how they have to go through life. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Ann. Babyfold is an extension ministry of the United Methodist Church through the Illinois Great Rivers Annual Conference. A couple weeks ago, I talked about it a little bit. It was a school that started out. United Methodist Women started it by basically adopting kids who came off the orphan trains in the 1800s, and it became later on a specialty school for kids with special needs, behavioral and mental and developmental things. And so for the last what was this camp? This was 30, yeah, something like that. Yeah, 30th? Okay, 30th year of doing this camp for the kids, where where high school kids come out and give camp to these kids that otherwise wouldn't be able to have camp. And for most of these kids, this is summer vacation. They talk about it all year in anticipation for going out. So so you have been a part of making that a reality for them this year. So thank you again. Emily went last year and fell in love with it and said, even if you guys don't go, Jess and I'm going. So one way or another, get me out there. So I'll walk if I have to. Yes. So I start off with her because that camp is a bit untraditional, from the other camps that our kids visited. And so in the next couple of weeks, hopefully you'll hear from them as well when some of them get back, and it doesn't have to be like what Emily did, but we'll talk about it. We'll work out how we do that. Yes.
Is Emily going back again next year?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes.
As many times as I'm allowed.
As many times, yeah. You're allowed to go. Traditionally, you're allowed to go from incoming freshmen and outgoing seniors. So there's been a few years where we've had to fudge on that a little bit because we didn't have enough boys to girls ratio. So we've got at least one kid who's eventually have gone the longest. I think usually you get 4 years. AJ's gonna have 6 by the time he's done because of that. So but yeah, as you can tell, great experience. Sold out for being the hands and feet of Jesus in that week. So, and thank you for being a part of making that happen for her. So, yeah. All right. Good job, Lynn. Very proud.